Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 49. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report, where once again it is time to have a look back at the past week to see exactly how everything went, all our platforms, all our cryptocurrencies in here, and all our trading activity. First of all, obviously, we have now seen in the past week here, the Bitcoin just hit the glass ceiling of 100,000. We're going to have a closer look exactly to see how it did that from last week and also exactly where it is at the moment. There has been some volatility in here, but this is Bitcoin, so this is quite normal. And obviously, we're also going to have a premiere. So we're now going to show you the Bell Trader. We have set up new accounts in here. Last week, we set up 8. We have the first results that you can now enjoy. The results looks very good. Drawdown looks very low. Obviously, this is still very early days, but since then we have added another 8 into that particular one here too. So we are now up to 16, similar to the currency pairs we recently set up on the Lucky Trader, and there will obviously be a lot more in the future. Now, Alex has also sent out a video. We're going to have a closer look at that and explain to you exactly what is going on, because Alex has gone through some of the copy link service in here that we have started together with Alex long time ago when we actually set up the first profit retriever signals in here. These were the ones that we started to see that the profit was actually very good. Since then, things have developed in a very positive direction. Alex is going to show exactly how that works, and many of them, actually more than 50%, is actually our signals in here. So all of this we're going to have a look in our news report. You can find exactly the links as we go through them for the individual both pairs and also for the individual EAs. We have items such as the Trade Explorer. We have the Liberator version in here with the Wave and the RSI. More has actually been added in this particular week here again. And in the future also, we will have even more also to add within these risk parameters. This is also taken off Expert Forex page. This is the last 8 weeks profitable again accounts in here. We have a lot of those, and hopefully we'll have even more for you in the future. But first of all, we're going to start off with Yieldnodes. Now, the information from Yieldnodes here is very, very limited as usual with Stephen Woods. There hasn't really been much happening at the moment. They're not doing any interviews. A lot of people are actually asking for their money back or when something will happen. We know that this has taken way too long. All we can do here is actually go on the website itself for Yieldnodes, click on the audit coin reserves in here just to see if anything is happening. And last week we had for week 48 here, we can see the overall coins owned by Yieldnodes and the participators in here. We can see that that number continues to go up. It means that things are still very much alive, which is a good thing. And then we have all the individual coins. We can see that they're changing. For example, 777 is one of the gambling ones, has more than, it's about 25 in here. We are more interested in the PNY down here, where we have masternodes running 235. We have 3 more for this particular week here. So somebody's actually adding things in. So that's good to know. We can also see there's a good development on the SAP coin, which is again the Rolls Royce of Yieldnodes and Decenomy, or at least it was. We're going to have a closer look at the value in a minute. And you can see also over here, there's additional about 23 in here for the week that has been added. So that is obviously good news. But when it comes to the development overall from the coin, it looks like this. Now the circle, red circle in here is where we left it last time on the 2nd of December. And now we're actually looking on the 9th. We can see that things have actually stopped dropping. It is more trading sideways in here. So very small, minute changes. Again, we are still at point and then 7 zeros with a 3 in here. Very, very low amounts. But that's what we had to deal with right now. But as I mentioned many times here before, the important part is try to keep yourself in the game, and that's what we do by staking. And this particular week here has been an extraordinary week because we have nothing coming in for a long period of time. You can, if you have a look here, you can see it was on the 22nd of November. We had nothing, and then all of a sudden in the past week we got it on the 3rd December. We got it on the 5th. We have about 3 on the 6th, another 3 on the 7th in here. So things have really moved fast, and we got 2,240 SAP in simply just 1 week. 7% it is, and you can also see compared to all the other months in here, we have already surpassed it, and we are still a long way from being to the end of December. So that is very good news. I'm not exactly sure what has happened in here to make such a big difference, but we'll take it any day of the week. But that hasn't really spilled over here for the PNY. Last week we only had one entry that was on the 5th of December, 133 PNY, and that gave us 1.1% for the week. And December, you'll see, is just as low as November and May. The good part is here we still have quite a few days to go, so maybe we're going to end up on an average level. But again, when you look at the SAP, you never really know. What we do know is that Bitcoin versus USDT in here actually broke the ceiling. So last week we were at 96,000 thereabouts. It traded sideways for a bit and then finally had a bit of a rush, reached the 100,000, went up to 104, so only to bob around for a bit and then dropped down to 92. Maybe a lot of people got surprised over this, but this is Bitcoin, and it actually managed to recover, and at the moment it is trading just below 100,000 as we're shooting this particular video here. But it looks like it's up to stay, so it is not just an artificial one. But again, this is only a few days in. We'll have to see how that's gonna go, but the chance is it's definitely upwards. Trillion news, well, this is the last time we're actually gonna have any Trillion news, because this is turning over to the project migration intel, as we talked about here earlier. So all the deadlines for re-entry, so the correct information for the airdrop has officially ended. I know there are some people that have contacted me here. I've tried to guide you in exactly what you need to do. Make sure that you have gotten your airdrop in your wallet in here. And then from now on, it says what's next. The Trillion team is now validating all the submitted data to ensure accuracy, the final airdrop process. And the migration team will begin starting the 17th of December. So still, that is just over a week out. And for those who did not submit the correct information, if you qualify but still didn't provide the correct details, then the team will contact you and personally through Telegram and assist with whatever issues that you may have. So again, take note that this will take several weeks to reach the end users individually, and then they have to appreciate our patience. Well, we had to have a lot of that in here, and everybody gets the rightful airdrops. Exactly, we don't really know how much that is. There's no real details for that particular one, which is definitely not very good. It would have been very nice to see some kind of conversion in here, what they are using, so we ourselves can also basically take note of this and do our own calculations. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at the Trade Explorer. So the Trade Explorer has been doing a bit better this week than last week, $215 or 2.2% for week 49. That is not too bad, and the graph actually looks something like this. Again, remember, we started off with a $10,000 account. It's now at $44,218. We have a small floating profit and loss of minus $17.50 roughly in here. And we can see a nice little graph going upwards. All these little bumps that we have in here is the drawdowns turning into nice little profits over time. And you can see the total return, 295%. Monthly returns and weekly returns in here, as we mentioned before, they are actually a lot better than what you see here with the 7 and 1.7%, because again, we are not changing the lot size into matching the balance in here. We are still using it as the balance was 10,000, because this one is on the coupling service, one of the most popular signals in here. So that is link 146C. You need a $10,000 account to actually play in here, or you can reduce the numbers, go in with a lower value. Again, trades per day and a lot of history, 571 days for the 10 pair one. Definitely a nice little one. Simply cashing over, and you can see the individual weeks again. We are at the bottom here with the 215. You can see last week it was only 41. After that, 280, 289 and 1100, it actually shooted up just like that. So again, this is also a bit low compared to where we used to be, but so be it. That is the Forex market. Now I mentioned here also with all our EAs that the Wave Liberator here for the week 49, the top 5 EAs, we don't have the big high jumpers anymore. We have made some setting changes. Basically should be calculated very equally for all the individual currency pairs, and you can see some of it actually shining through here. The US Swiss francs, $55 or 5.5%. New Zealand CAD, $39, 3.9%. Swiss francs Japanese, $33, 3.3%. And then Euro Swiss francs, $32, 3.2%. Aussie CAD, $31, 3.1%. And overall, if you would have traded those 5 EAs here on $1,000 accounts for the past week, you would have made $190 or 3.8%. And that is still a very good result, even though the results this particular week here seems to be down overall. But again, when we have a look at our portfolio, the beautiful graph we have in here, unfortunately, IG ruined it a bit with their account issues. But the balance started off with $10,000 on 22 accounts. Now it's up to 256. There is a drawdown at the moment in here. Some of them have not engaged in the new system, but still 10,000 on a 256,000 account is very, very low. You can obviously time it up. So if you do 10 times, that's 100,000 in drawdown. Sounds like a lot, but on the other hand, it is still very well within control. Total returns 16.7, monthly returns 1.2, which again on a $1,000 account will be 12% on average. Weekly return 0.3 or 3% on a $1,000 account. Trade wins are good with 67.4%. And then plenty of pips have been taken in here. Trades per day is about 14, and a history of 475 days makes this particular EA extremely doable. Now we have added an additional ones in here. I think the only one that is now missing is still the CAD Swiss francs. All the other links is actually available on the High Tech Investment website. So you can simply go there, have a look at the individual currency pairs that you think is the best ones. You can start off obviously with the top 5 that we have shown you in here to see if these are the ones that you want to link up to. And as when we go back and see how the portfolio overall has actually managed, you'll see that that one is also down 430 only. Last week it was a nice 876, but most probably we should be around the $600 mark normally. So it was a bit of a slow week. So this is not just due to setting changes in here. Now we go to the RSI Liberator, and that one we also made some changes, and you'll see again that we have less high jumpers, but a lot more stable, so in top and bottom. So Great British Pounds Japanese made $71 or 7.1%, Aussie CAD $69 or 6.9%, Euro CAD $43 or 4.3%, and Great British Pounds Swiss francs $42, 4.2%, and then Aussie Japanese coming in at the lower of the top 5, $39, 3.9%. And also here, if again you have 5 $1,000 accounts, you traded this particular EA on it, you would have made $264 or 5.3% for the week. That is halfway already from what a lot of investors actually get from the S&P 500. So again, we are very happy with these results here on a weekly and still also a monthly basis. The graph looks like this. Again, the flat part is actually not a drawdown. It is IG accounts in here that messed up things, our nice little graph, but you can see it is running quite well again. Balance on this particular portfolio was also 220,000 to start with. It's now 240. Also has a floating profit and loss of minus 12,000, so that is a bit higher. We have also made changes similar to what we have on the Wave Liberator, so they will slowly but surely sort of engage, and we'll see the difference in here. Total returns 3.6, monthly returns last week it was 1.1, now it says 1, so that means about 10% you should expect overall on $1,000 accounts, and on the weekly returns you should expect 3%, and definitely still very good in our books here with the trade wins of about 65.6%. Trades per day is 21.3. So again, this is overbought, oversold. That is the way the RSI Liberator actually works. And then we have a history of 244 days in here. And we have actually more and more. We have added an additional 4 to the coupling service. So if you go to the High Tech Investment website, click on portfolio, and then you go into the RSI. Scroll down here, you will find the individual currency pairs. You will find the numbers in here that you want to look at. If you click on it, it'll take you straight to FX Blue, and you can see the entire history of the individual currency pair. So if you want to use them or not, it's entirely up to you, but just make sure you trade safely. Now, if we have a look at also the portfolio for the week, you can see this one is also down here, 497 compared to 800 also here last week. So again, it has been a bit of a slow week, so with some drawdowns, and they haven't come out of that yet. But overall, still cashing in, so very regularly, and that's what we want to see. Now you can find a lot more details on our website. As we said, you click on portfolio, you get all the different options. You can scroll down and find the rest of our EAs in here too. But the Wave and the RSI is definitely the ones that you can have on the coupling service. And you can also go to our PAMM account in here that currently has and holds the Wave Liberator version. You can see that the graph is going up very nicely. It's not as smooth as what you saw on the other portfolios, and that's unfortunate. But that is what happens with real life accounts, and that's why we're always showing it on demo accounts. Because when people withdraw money on these particular accounts, you will get those spikes down that actually looks like losses, even though they are not. So you get this very, very bumpy graph coming out of it. We can see here that our profit on the PAMM account, because we have also dialed things down, we are very cautious here at the moment. Most probably will continue to be for the rest of the year to make sure that everything goes right. There's too many of the PAMM accounts here recently, so from some of the other traders that has blown up, and that definitely is not something that we want to happen to us. We only have about 704 in here. We haven't had too many withdrawals. You can see withdrawal 125, but we also had a small deposit. So very, very little change in this particular week here. It was definitely not our best week when you look back at it. We can see here there was also a week in September, but I believe there was again some drawouts basically that dropped the number overall. But we are quite happy with where we are, and obviously compared to some of the other accounts in here, we can see that a lot of money was lost, and in the past week there has been another 10,000 either lost or taken out. Hopefully it's just taken out. So the entire balance has dropped to 419,000. Our accounts is at 265, so it continues to grow with the 278 days of age in here. Overall gains for all the accounts is 91. Funny enough, we have 92,206, so it looks like we stand with all the gains, but that is because some of the accounts that has dropped out basically are still in there, so that ruins the results a bit here. Average gains is 21%. Ours is up by 34.8, so that's good. Drawdown is a bit high. That has actually come down here also today, so quite significantly, so that is good to see. Hopefully it will now continue so we can start increasing all the EAs again, and making some nice profits. Profits is also what we're going to have a look at the Lucky Trader for week 49. So this one is really working well now that we have sort of understand the concept and changed it into exactly how we want it. You'll notice that a lot of them, similar to the other EAs, are very now similar. Great British Pounds CAD is $57 or 5.7%. Great British Pounds USD is $57 also, and 5.7%. US CAD followed with $55 or 5.5%. And then Aussie USD, $42, 4.2%. And then Aussie CAD, $38, 3.8%. And also here, again, you can trade these on $1,000 accounts. So with 5 of those, you would have $249 for the week, or 5%. Very, very nice. And again, mostly very low drawdowns. We can see them in here. Overall, we have 16 accounts, so we've taken the ones with the less volatility in here that doesn't trend as much. And again, the overall profits and balances here, we have equity 159, so it's in slight minus, but that's normal for these particular EAs to do. Floating profit and loss, 3,951. So in the future, you'll see that that will be dragging along, and basically, hopefully this will be even smaller going forward, but we have a lot of close profit in here. And if we have a look, you can see the return. That's why the return is actually in minus. It's still very early days for this one. Monthly returns looks extremely good, especially compared to what we have shown you here on the RSI and the Wave Liberator, 1.7. Again, these can be traded on $1,000 accounts, so that means 17% per month. And the weekly returns here is 0.4, but again, on a $1,000 account, you will actually make 4% a week. That's very nice. And also because of the trade wins, it's up by 71.6%. And trading days, you see just over a month here with 36 trading days so far. Nice little history. And you can see some of all the currency pairs that we have in here. It is definitely going very well for it. You can find all the details again on the portfolio. Click on Lucky Trader. You will get into this particular page here, and again you click on them, you get to FX Blue. You can have a look at the individual ones, see how well they are doing, which ones you want to maybe pick for the coupling service in the future. None of them are there right now, but we expect in 2025 they're gonna also here be added. Most probably not at the same time. Alex will have to review individual ones and then he'll add them on after that. But this is what it looks like so far. We have a few weeks now to show you with a history of 36 days. In the beginning, that was right around the US election. We had the best week here of 1,272. Since then, it has been going quite well, 660, 573. Last week was a bit of a slow one with 210. And you can see this one here is actually doing a bit better than the RSI and the Wave. 515, even though it only has 16 accounts in here. So that's very good to see. And definitely we're going to have a closer look at the Lucky Trader because we actually like it. It's very easy. For that particular one, we have also put some math in. So automatically it will calculate all the stop losses and the profits in here that we need to use. And that is what we've done instead of doing any back testing at all on this particular one. And it seems to be working extremely well. Now, I told you also we have the Bell Trader for week 49. So this is the first week of trading, the Bell trading. This has been set up also. So you can trade it on $1,000 accounts. And as always, the first week can be a bit slow, apart from when you introduce it. As we saw with the Lucky Trader in the week for the US presidential elections, definitely that will change. But we have Euro USD at $37 or 3.7%. So if you think that that is low for a week's results, just starting the EA, then definitely wait and see what's going to come. Euro Great British Pounds, $31, 3.1%. Euro CAD, $28 or 2.8%. And then New Zealand CAD, $15, 1.5%. Finishing off with the Aussie USD, $12, 1.2%. And $123 overall with 2.5%. Again, that's what you could have made if you have 5 $1,000 accounts. Set these ones up. Hopefully next week we'll have all 16 up and running, so they should be started trading here already. We're going to have a closer look at it, and they'll be, of course, added into it. Right now, as you can see, the portfolio here is very, very new. It says 6 days here in the history below. Balance is 8,000 because we are running on $10,000 demo accounts. Floating profit and loss for that at the moment is minus 99, and closed profits is 143. I think the floating profit and loss has actually dropped since then, and the profit has gone up. So that looks extremely stable. So, and very, very low drawdowns for the first week, but it takes quite a bit of time to get these EAs to show their true potential. We have to get 1 or 2 months in. Monthly returns is calculated at 1.2 or 12% for the $1,000 account. So that is very similar to what we have seen on the RSI and the Wave. Weekly returns, as we said here, 0.3 or 3% also. And trade wins at the moment is quite high, 73%. We'll have to see if that's going to stick up there. And then trades per day so far, not too many. It's about 6. And hopefully that will also escalate now that we have an additional 8 accounts. And if we have a look at the individual days, we can see we started off very low with the $12, $18, $20. And then on Thursday here, we had a very nice $86 day, then dropped down to 6 again. Overall net profit for the entire week, 143. So again, early days, but definitely now we're in there, you can go on our website to have a closer look of everything that we have and how we trade it. Now we also need to cover Alex and Expert Forex this particular week here. We have actually done something similar to what Alex is just sending out as a video here now, how to calculate the next trades, the position size, to make sure that you are only risking a certain percent. This particular video here covers just one position trade. So we have actually done an Excel where we are doing multiple ones, because again, it is the profit retrieval version that we are interested in. So we are trying to calculate 10, but in here he will basically show you what is important, and you will be quite surprised of some of the items that you might think is the same, but the currency pairs, they have different values in here, and that will trigger up quite a few traders. I also mentioned in the beginning of the video here that Alex has gone over and tried to explain exactly how he would like to find the best copy links in here. He goes over a range of signals that you can already buy into, and many of those are actually ours, so you can go and have a look at that video. I'll make sure that the links are in the description below. So we are obviously very happy to see that a professional and experienced trader like Alex, he likes our signals. So he might think that they are a bit on the low side for the returns, but we don't care. We are more interested in the drawdowns. Slow and steady builds the race. And if you have any traders that think that this is too slow, you can always add in a factor of 2 and basically get double the profit of what we have set it up with. That is the beauty of the copy link service in here. And also on the website again, there's a new best monthly average gains here. And you can see that there's one which is a high jumper, and most probably you should ignore some of these details from time to time, because average overall here seems to be a bit more in the 10 to 20 range. At least most of ours, we try to aim for that particular one. I think this one, 164C, is at 22%, but that may be a high jumper. We don't really want to go any higher. So we want to make sure that our accounts doesn't blow up, and none of them have done that. So that is very good to see. And also there's new information again from the risk analysis information, the best gains over the last 8 weeks. You'll see again the highlighted ones in here is all the high-tech investment trading signals that you can go in. Very good profits overall. And we are here for the long term, definitely adding even more copy link service to this particular part in 2025 on the Bell Trader and the Lucky Trader. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. As you can see, our EAs, they are running well. They are running actually better and better. We have to basically weave out some of the old accounts in here, or at least the old setups. Once they come out of the drawdown, they should be automatically engaging the new setups, which should basically limit a lot of the drawdowns at the end of the day here. We should have less surprises in the future. We really like the setup, and it's also a lot easier to actually test and control and do the minor backtesting that is still required, but it's certainly not in the same manner at all as what we had here before. So we're very happy with that this is actually succeeding, and basically we're going to add that out also for our PAMM account in the future to make sure that that is even more secure, more safe, but still also cashing in. So I hope you enjoy this news report. Please give us a thumbs up and a like, and I'll hopefully see you again next week. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.